Welcome back to the Red Dice Diaries with John, Hannah, and our special guest Dave.
Hello.
Hi.
And today we're going to be regaling you with the tale of Steve the Shark.
So, this week we went to the first real-life, in-person game that we've done since the before times.
Yeah. We're all COVID tested.
That's it.
We're all jabbed. It was very respectful.
We had plenty of disinfectant alcohol on.
Yeah, all over the table, all over my dice, all over me. I'm covered in it.
First time me and you have done an in-person game together since, Play Expo at 2019?
No, there was that little convention in Burton that I did.
Oh, yeah.
But it's been a while.
Been a long time.
It's been a while. So, we played an excellent homebrew pirate game, GM'd by our friend Becky.
Yep.
Yeah.
For her daughter's birthday, which was great fun. Happy birthday, Charlotte.
Happy birthday, Charlotte.
And we should probably point out that although this was a birthday session, there'd been a few sort of little prelude sessions leading up to it. So this was the culmination of a little mini sort of plot arc.
Yeah, a mini campaign.
Yeah, a little mini campaign.
John and I ended up split away from most of the rest of the group.
Yep.
And there was a lot going on which Dave may or may not fill you in on some of, because I'm not really sure of it myself. But under the water was John's aquatic lower character and my half shark, half troll.
Yeah, because I'd recently acquired an ability which effectively, it's like a druid's wild shape. And since it's a pirate campaign, I'd gone for a sort of sea serpent vibe with that. So we were a couple of the characters there's only 3 of us who could breathe underwater, 2 of them being us.
I was a fire demon, so I was breathing underwater.
You weren't having any of that.
Getting anywhere near that water.
And my generic shark fighter character was involved in a magical accident previously that led to him becoming shark troll.
Yeah.
So the final fight's coming up, and out of character, I didn't think we had a hope in hell of winning the main ship-to-ship battle and the big gribbly magic battle that was going on the island nearby. But
right in a fight.
Underwater, there was a kraken, and I thought, whatever else happens, I'm having that kraken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we set up a couple of plans. We managed to get one over on the villain by splitting me and John from the rest of the party. They went off and started preparing for things. Me and John went and hit the fleet and then went through a reef to go after to where the kraken was.
Yeah.
And John, while we were going through the reef, you had an idea about something that we'd encountered in one of the previous sessions.
Yeah, part of the previous plot had been that there was some sort of evil necromancy going on, where we'd encountered these zombified shark creatures, and it was the whole zombie deal. They bite you, you become a zombie. And being a necromancer and with all the other characters, we'd been able to fend them off. And since we're sort of roughly in that area and we're going through the reef, and my abilities to control the undead had improved, I asked Becky whether there was any of these sharks about, and we had almost a sort of fate point system, didn't we?
Yeah, it's a little drama system.
Yeah, a little drama point system where you could spend them for a plot twist. So I was like, I'll spend one of my points for a plot twist to say there's some of them zombie sharks about, which I was then able to control and throw against the kraken. And also, while the sea battle was raging above, dying people falling down, I was grabbing them as well.
So we swim through the reef.
Yeah.
You pick up your sharky mates.
Yeah.
We finally get in sight of the kraken, and Troll Shark leading this shoal of zombie sharks. I've been buffed up and I've got triple speed or something.
Yeah, but basically me and one of the other characters had cast a load of buffs on Hannah's character before she went down.
And Becky decides that she's gonna have a roll and see whether one of the sharks can keep up with me. And she rolls a 20, followed by another 20, which in a system that uses crits, is very good.
Yeah,
that's right.
So she says, all right, there is one that's keeping up with you. I'm going to call him Steve. And from there, the entire game sort of went on this slight tangent, but it worked really, really well.
I'd say one addition to that story is actually me that shouted out Steve in the background.
Oh, I do apologise.
I named Steve.
Credit where it's due.
Pause it there for a second. We'll recut that.
No. So I'll just keep going.
Yeah, this is raw. You can tell them all the information. They know. They're looking behind the curtain.
So,
the guy shouts the name never gets the recognition.
Never
hear him.
me and Steve make it all the way to where the Kraken is and start attacking him. John's character very helpfully put the Kraken to sleep just long enough that I was able to literally burrow my way into the side of it with my enormous shark teeth.
Yeah, it was like, there's 3 rounds of it not fighting back. Do what you do best.
With a very big roll, to be fair. I didn't think you was going to sleep a Kraken.
To be honest, it was
a massive roll.
It was only because of that really good roll. I was just like, I'll give it a go. I'm not in range to do anything else. Worst happens, I don't succeed, and we're still fighting the Kraken, But luckily, it managed to come through.
As a result, I was literally under its skin by the time it woke up, and I spent the entire rest of the combat just drilling my way through its head. Meanwhile, Steve on the outside was going for its eyes, along with the other zombie sharks and the various other zombie hordes that John was bringing. But this combat was obviously going on at the same time as Dave, your character, and 5 others, because there were 8 players altogether, were also involved in stuff. So you were on ship combat in that mostly, weren't you?
Yeah, I think we were jumping around the ship, fighting off all the other those full demon pirates that were coming to smash us in.
Marauders.
Yeah. And we had like a magical item, and we were trying to get it to this cave or something for the ritual, and that was going on whilst your underwater adventure was happening at the same time.
And something that Becky sort of did without even really thinking about it, I think. But it's definitely a good GM thing to do. And if you don't do it, think about maybe doing it yourself. She kept everybody involved in the Kraken combat by letting everybody roll for Steve. I think everybody did a roll for him at some point during the game.
Yeah.
And Steve got some epic rolls.
He
should have been dead in 2 rounds, but he lasted the entire, boss fight.
He got killed right at the very end, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did.
It's perseverance, that's what it was. It's just 100% perseverance.
And another thing that I proper admire about how Becky ran this particular session was the balance between the sort of boss fight slog and keeping the story going, keeping people interested and keeping people involved. And even if the only thing that you latched onto was this one zombie shark going up against a Kraken and holding his own, there was something in there that you could latch onto that would keep you interested. Up on the surface, we'd got various fights with demons going on, and then we got the whole
magic rituals.
Yeah,
we'd got the whole drama thing in the cave that was related to a much earlier part of this campaign that John and I weren't involved for. And yeah, because it was cutting between these scenes, it sort of kept the story going without it becoming an endless grind of rolling dice.
Yeah, you didn't have to wait for too long before it rolled back round to your turn to do something, did you?
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
When it did slow down for plot, it was interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen to or be involved in.
So, my main point in wanting to record this episode was
Minisode.
how great Steve was, and how it came out of nowhere, and how that's what always happens with the best NPCs. The GM wasn't expecting them to be a good NPC. It was just some throwaway guy that the players latched onto. Every time I've put loads of effort into making an NPC to be friendly with the players, instantly they're like, we hate this guy. He's obviously up to something. He's going to betray us. Lock him up.
But when players adopt NPCs...
Case in point, when I put the Q in the Star Trek game.
Yeah. He's meant to be hated.
It wasn't Q, it was a Q.
Oh, yeah.
Thing is, that's why I've for a long time adopted the tactic of when you have come up with an NPC, whether you think the player's going to like them or not, don't put too much detail in them. Wait and see which ones they do like, and they sort of glom onto, and then put a bit more detail.
Because it could be a random zombie shit.
Yeah. It's let's say you've got a city guard captain or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, he's a city guard captain, he's a bit of a stickler for the rules. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And then if the player characters really like get on with that character, then you can start filling in the background a bit more. Whereas if you do it all in advance and they're just like, no, don't like this guy, like you may as well not have bothered.
Yeah.
So, during the final part of the combat,
Dun, dun, dun.
we're pretty close to having killed the Kraken.
Yep.
I do my epic boss fight attack, special move, whatever it was,
Called
and get it down. And you were doing something, I think, to the ships at this point.
Yeah.
We get it down to about 12 hit points, and Steve's got one attack left, but the Kraken's awake now, and it's been batting at Steve for a while.
It's been released.
And in the final moments, who was it that was rolling? I think it was Charlotte that was rolling, wasn't it?
Then, yeah.
Steve gets again a double crit,
Yeah, it was legend.
takes down the Kraken, but does get destroyed in the attempt. Our water mage up on the surface on the island rolls back the water, as we had planned, to destroy the enemy fleet. At which point, there's a necromancer and a weird troll shark creature sitting on the back of an undead Kraken that get to roll up onto the island and mop up the survivors.
Yeah, because whilst everyone else was helping deal with the mad magical ritual that's going on in the middle of the island, there was also a big combat going on the beach, and pretty much as soon as the Kraken died, I was like, right, I'm resurrecting it. It doesn't need to breathe anymore. Let's go. And Becky was like, I'm just going to say you guys help mop up on the beach. You've got like a giant Kraken. It's all good. We don't need to row for it.
Kind of like the scene at the end of Aquaman with the big giant like Leviathan creature, but with no water there, just it walking around and just doing whatever it wants.
Land Kraken.
Yeah, land Kraken. Yeah, undead land Kraken at that point.
That's it.
Yeah, there was some proper drama going on in the beach, and in the cave on the island, one of the characters sacrificed themselves to save the world.
Yeah.
And we built him a shrine. It wasn't as big as the shrine to Steve. But
No, well, because the player died, sacrificed himself, and Steve died, and we had to make Steve just a little bit higher up.
My character at the end of the story decided that they weren't going to do this land thing anymore. Took my one box of loot, went and retrieved the corpse of Steve, and went and built him a little underground grave out of my one golden box that I'd got, and went off to live in the sea like a proper troll shark.
Yeah, like the first original troll shark.
So, I mean, that is the tale of Steve, the zombie shark,
Steve the zombie shark,
and his epic battle against the Kraken. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if you've got any fun stories you'd like to tell us about your sessions, you can obviously get in touch with us a few different ways. You can leave us a voicemail on SpeakPipe or whatever the other one's called, Anchor. There'll be links to the description down below. Or you can send us an email to rddrpgpodcast@gmail.com. Until we see you next time, thanks very much. And thank you very much, Dave, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's nice to be on this mini-sword.
Indeed. And hopefully you're all sort of starting to get back into your flow of games out there, and you're all starting to have some fun role-playing again. Now, I may do some stuff over the weekend. Hannah won't be with me, unfortunately, because she's off LARPing for the weekend.
Whoop, whoop,
so
going LARPing.
I hope you have a great time with that. Love, and obviously Dave's going with us, so hopefully you have a good time with that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be keeping the home fires burning here. May do some other stuff over the weekend. Depends if I've got time or not. But until we see you again, take care, stay safe, have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
We forgot to mention Sam Long's massive bit.